All right, that's okay. Not going to work on Twitter. Don't know what's going on. We're having some technical difficulties. Saturday morning spread. I am your host, Mark Henry Jr. It is February 21st. Just wanted to come on here and give some quick picks for the people for the college basketball slate. Big college basketball card. So just wanted to get it out there. I think I have 8 plays on the board. Yeah, 8 plays on the board, and I'll run through some of the other top 25 ranked matchups. But let's just real quick get it out there since it's only on YouTube. I'll clip it out and put it out on Twitter. 12 o'clock, St. Joe's -8.5 against Loyola. I'm also going with the first half, St. Joe's -5.5 against Loyola. Loyola's one of the bottom five against the spread teams in the country. St. Joe's is 9-2 in the last 11 against the spread. St. Joe's 148th in Ken Palm, outside the top 250 on offense, but they have a top 75 defense at least. While Loyola on the other side of things is 310th in Ken Palm, outside the top 280 in offense, outside the top 315 in defense. St. Joe's bad unit is better than either of Loyola's good units. Couldn't decide between first half or full game on this one, so I went with both. You know, if you're partial to first half, if you're partial to full games, maybe you only take one of them. At 2 o'clock, give me the over at 137.5 in Notre Dame Pitt. Notre Dame top 15 in profitability to the over this year in college basketball. Pitt 9-4 in the last 13 to the over. They both play slow tempos, but that hasn't stopped them from hitting a bunch of overs already. At 4 o'clock, give me Missouri plus 10.5 at Arkansas. 4-1 unit. This feels like way too many points in any situation. Arkansas, not a rolling ball of chainsaws. Missouri fighting for their life on the bubble. But the real reason I like this bet is a situational spot. Arkansas played a 2 overtime thriller in their last game against Alabama. For my sake, it would have been better if they won that game, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say Arkansas still probably has some tired legs going through a 2 overtime game, having to run up and down, even in a regular game with Alabama, let alone 2 overtimes. I think tires you out. I think this is going to be a close one in Fayetteville. So give me Missouri plus 10.5. At 5:30, give me Villanova plus 2.5 against UConn. This one's not backed by numbers. This is pretty much an eye test play. UConn could wake up and bounce back off of a loss, but they have not played well recently. Or they really in their last 4 games. Lost to St. John's, failed to cover against Butler, barely beat Georgetown at home, then losing to Creighton at home. Nova needs that kind of big stamped win to prove they're for real and maybe bump them up a seed line. Maybe they can get to a 5 seed, maybe a 6 seed. Right now, probably in that 7 seed range. I was really impressed with them in their recent Creighton win on the road against the team that just beat UConn. So give me Villanova plus 2.5. But the bet I like the most in this game is actually the over. Give me the over at 139.5. Last 4 Nova games have went over. 8 straight overs have cashed for UConn. 11-1 in their last 12 to the over, including a game these two teams played with a total of 147 points. 6:30, the big one for the day. Biggest game of the year, arguably, you could say so far. In Michigan, -2.5 at Duke at a neutral site. Really going to feel like a tournament game here with these two teams playing this late in the year at a neutral site. But I think Michigan's an all-time special team. I don't think Duke has 5 good basketball players. That's the big difference here. It's a simple one for me. This is my favorite bet of the day and the biggest game of the day for 3 units. I'm very grateful for 2 straight games that I've been able to bet on Michigan and insanely low numbers. They handled Purdue. Now I think they're going to handle Duke. This will be a great test for Duke, who's been playing in a mid ACC while Michigan's being tested constantly in the Big Ten. I've stated my hot take. This Duke team can't win the title. They don't have enough besides Boozer, Evans, and Ngongbo. Maybe I'll even give you the little Boozer, Caden, after that. Besides that, they really can't rely on anyone on that team. And I don't think that's going to work. And part of the reason Michigan is so good is they can rely on so many guys. They have their top 3 guys all as their front court guys, but they have a backup guard in LJ Kaysen averaging like 13 a game now, who's been much better than that recently. Super efficient. Roddy Gale's been really solid, super good glue guy. There's some glue guy metrics out there that say he's been elite. So Michigan's just unbelievable. Yaxel has to be one of the better options in college basketball to throw at Cam Boozer as well. So have to imagine that I think Michigan handles this one. Then lastly, 8 o'clock, Illinois team total over 76.5 at UCLA for 2 units. This is my second favorite play of the day. Illinois has scored 82 plus in 4 of their last 5 games. They've scored 77 plus in 14 of their last 18 and in 22 of their 27 games this season. This is a special offense led by Keaton Wagler. UCLA just gave up 82 to Michigan State in a blowout to a flawed offense. They gave up 98 to Indiana. Now here comes far and away the number one offense in the country in Illinois. So give me Illinois team total over 76 and a half. Some other leans today that I had at 1 o'clock. This is most of the top 25 games that are reasonably spread. 1 o'clock, UNC. I would take them plus 1.5 at Syracuse. Caleb Wilson is out, so I can't bet it, but I think they have to still be a better team than Syracuse. Syracuse, that team is going down the toilet fast. 2 o'clock, Miami plus 8.5 at Virginia. I can't get a good read on Miami. My buddy Rich loves Virginia in this one, so I ended up not betting it. And again, I need to get a good read on Miami before I'm really diving headfirst into those games. Tennessee at Vandy, no lean on this one. 3.5 point spread. I guess if you made me, because I'm 50-50, I would take Tennessee since they're the underdog, but no lean at all. Houston versus Arizona, 5.5, 6.5, depending where you look. I wouldn't bet this game with your money with that spread, but I do like Houston to win the game. Just 5.5, too many points for me. 6 o'clock. This one was close to the card. Maybe it ends up on the card. We'll see. But Alabama -6 at LSU. That team can score so much that kind of the bigger numbers as a favorite doesn't scare me as much. So I do think Alabama probably handles LSU by double digits there. Speaking of double digits, 9 o'clock, Gonzaga at Pacific. I think, or Gonzaga versus Pacific, rather. I think they probably cover that 21.5 point spread. And then lastly, 10:30, Iowa State at BYU. I would lean Iowa State -2.5, but BYU really impressed me hanging around against Arizona, thankfully, since they gave me that cover. But that's going to do it. Quick shot here. Just wanted to get the picks out for the people. Thought it would stream to Twitter. We'll try to figure out this Riverside Twitter situation for Chalk Talk this week. But Saturday morning spread country, let's ride.